Registration websites server experienced brief interruptions due to overwhelming traffic. In the computer science club, Xia Yuran and her team members stared in astonishment at the continuously rising download statistics and user engagement on the back end. Within just an hour of Yuran's online presence, downloads solely within Maoling University had surpassed 10,000. A boy tasked with monitoring the data spoke with trembling excitement. The comment section was nearly devoid of negative feedback, filled instead with praise for the game's enjoyment, and many inquiries regarding the details of the challenge. Xia Yuran pursed her lips tightly, waves of turbulence surging within her heart. She was acutely aware of Wang Gan's wealth and his desire to promote this game. However, she never anticipated that he would employ such a straightforward yet effective method to generate an immense momentum in such a brief period. This exceeded her understanding of a student entrepreneurial endeavor. At this moment, Wang Gan sat leisurely on the terrace of the Book Fragrance Garden, lightly tapping his fingertips on the screen of his phone, orchestrating his plans. The enthusiasm for Maoyang University of Technology had already risen. The next step was to radiate throughout the entire university town. He issued commands to the encrypted group messaging, reaching out to the student unions or influential societies of several nearby key universities to replicate Maoyang University's promotional model, doubling the budget. In 3 days, I want the name 2048 to resonate throughout the entire Maoyang University town. His objective was clear: to ignite a buzz within the student community through substantial prizes and intensive publicity, thereby fostering word-of-mouth propagation. He then aimed to swiftly replicate this model in neighboring universities, creating a regional phenomenon. The student demographic is the most receptive to novel concepts and the most susceptible to viral dissemination. Furthermore, he planned to connect with local lifestyle and information-oriented public accounts and prominent Weibo influencers to craft promotional articles. The emphasis would be on Maoyang University students developing a hit game and the allure of winning significant cash prizes, further amplifying societal impact. He sought not only to promote online, but also to generate excitement offline, capturing not just the student body, but also societal attention. At that moment, Chun Jing approached with a plate of sliced fruit, observing the expression on Wang Gan's face, one of strategic foresight and command. A flicker of admiration and reverence crossed her eyes. She increasingly felt that the man before her was far more enigmatic and irresistibly captivating than she had initially imagined. Mr. Gan, these are the imported cherries you mentioned wanting yesterday. Wang Gan accepted the fruit platter and casually inquired, "Have you played that 2048 game? What do you think?" Chun Jing nodded eagerly. "Yes, I played it. At first, I thought it was quite simple, but the more I played, the more addictive it became. I was up until midnight last night. It's incredibly fun." Her words rang true. The game did possess an irresistible allure. Wang Gan chuckled, saying nothing further. The fervor from Maoyang University's 2048 was merely a prologue. A digital storm, driven by financial prowess, was poised to sweep across the entire university town and beyond. And he, Wang Gan, was the epicenter of this tempest. Chapter 99, Virgo Technology, the 2048 Extreme Challenge, unfolded like a spark igniting a prairie fire. Under Wang Gan's relentless financial backing, it rapidly gained momentum throughout Maoyang University town. Within just a few days, Maoyang Normal University, Maoyang University of Finance, Maoyang Medical University, and Maoyang Academy of Arts, nearly all the significant universities in the town, initiated promotional activities related to 2048. The event formats were largely similar, centered around attracting students to participate in the 2048 gaming challenges with substantial prizes. However, the prize offerings were slightly adjusted according to each institution's characteristics, showcasing genuine intent. Wang Gan had but one demand. The spectacle must be grand, the prizes substantial, and the excitement palpable. In an instant, the entire Maoyang University town seemed to be enveloped by the enchanting spell of the number 2048. Wow, Lao Su, you really hit the jackpot. Second prize. In Wang Gan's dormitory, Gu Linfeng gazed at the pristine box in Su Wei's hands, his face etched with disbelief. Su Wei clutched the box, grinning from ear to ear, his pride nearly overflowing. "Of course. Don't you know who I am? When it comes to a game like this, How could I not support it? This is called skill. Do you understand skill? Let me tell you, to play 2048, you must do this and then that. He boasted animatedly about his gaming insights, entirely oblivious to the fact that he had only barely made it onto the winners list through sheer determination and a touch of luck. Huang Mingzhi adjusted his glasses, silently observing the scene, his heart a tumult of emotions. He had always prided himself as an academic achiever, looking down on such frivolous games. Yet witnessing those around him succumb to the allure of this game, some even securing tangible rewards, his sense of superiority began to waver. Especially when he learned that the game's developer was none other than his roommate, Wang Gan. The complexity of his feelings became ineffable. Gango is absolutely incredible. Now, who in the entire university town doesn't know about 2048? Several girls in our class are almost going crazy over it, Gu Linfeng exclaimed, his tone brimming with admiration for Wang Gan. Although his family was well off, seeing Wang Gan stir the winds of change single-handedly filled him with genuine respect. On campus, discussions about the prizes were rampant, each tale more elaborate than the last. Have you heard? Zhang Yan from the neighboring School of Finance, the belle of her department, won first prize in 2048, scoring 5 million. She was so overwhelmed at the awards ceremony that she cried, declaring it the best gift she had ever received. Our school's medical genius, Li, not only excels in studies, but is also a gaming powerhouse. He not only secured the grand prize, but also received an additional red envelope of 10,000 yuan from Gan Shao as a reward for achieving an extraordinary score. The arts college had even more outrageous stories. A girl from the fine arts department stayed up all night grinding for points to obtain a professional drawing tablet, rallying her entire dormitory to strategize for her victory, which she ultimately achieved. There was even a more astonishing account of a sports major who, upon seeing the latest basketball shoes and a smartwatch among the prizes, summoned an indomitable spirit and, at the last moment before the deadline, refreshed the leaderboard to claim his reward. He immediately flaunted his new shoes around the playground. A multitude of winning stories, both true and embellished, spread rapidly throughout the university town, electrifying every student's nerves like a powerful stimulant. The allure of tangible prizes was immeasurable, and the 2048 game, with its addictive mechanics, swiftly claimed the students' fragmented time. Daily, the number of new users surged into the hundreds of thousands, and advertising revenue soared. The figures in Wang Gan's personal account grew at an astonishing rate, almost daily, leaving onlookers in awe. Chun Xinyue, as a successful organizer of the activities at Maoyang University, has now undeniably become the chief coordinator for Wang Gan's promotional events in the university town, busy yet fulfilled. Amidst this cacophony and fervor, Wang Gan remains remarkably composed. Within the elegant confines of the Shuxiang Yuan apartment, he engages in a video call with Xia Yuran. Yuran, how is the server for 2048 performing? With the surge in user numbers, the experience must keep pace, Wang Gan inquires in a calm tone. The professional server provider has already been arranged, ensuring the smooth operation of the game. On the other end, Xia Yuran, though with slightly darkened circles under her eyes, exudes an infectious enthusiasm. Rest assured, the server is running very stably. Our team is continuously optimizing the code to ensure the best user experience, she replies. Abjalent Vanga notes. Next, I plan to officially register a company to operate 2048 and subsequent projects. I have already decided on a name. Virgo Technology Company, Limited Virgo Technology? What does it signify? Xia Yuran muses, repeating the name softly. Our goal is the stars and the sea, she exclaims, her eyes sparkling with a hint of excitement at the reference to the name of this star cluster. Any previous doubts she harbored about Wang Gan dissipate amidst this promotional endeavor. What a splendid name. We are all in your hands, Gan Shao, she declares, her admiration for Wang Gan's business acumen and decisiveness firmly established. I have already begun scouting for the company's registered address and office space. With a preliminary choice in the Innovation Center's office buildings near the university town, Wang Gan continues. As for the company's equity structure, I will have a lawyer draft a proposal, ensuring that all core founding team members receive appropriate shares or options as incentives. Wang Gan never shortchanged my own. This declaration fills Xia Yuran with a warm sense of gratitude. After ending the call, Wang Gan's fingers glide across the screen of his phone as he dials a familiar number. On the other end, a sultry voice greets him. Since their last enchanting encounter at Shuxiangyan, the nature of their relationship has evolved beyond mere client and intermediary. Dear President Wang, is there something you need at this late hour? Song Jing's voice carries a hint of languid flirtation. Wang Gan's lips curl into a slight smile as he directly addresses the matter at hand. Gong, is there an entire floor or a large office space available at the Innovation Center? My new company, Virgo Technology, requires it. Instantly, Song Jing adopts a more professional yet still affectionate tone. You have a keen eye, President Wang. The top floor of the Innovation Center has just become vacant, spanning 200 square meters with an excellent view. It is perfectly suited for a rising star like Virgo Technology. I have already scheduled a viewing for tomorrow morning. Would that be convenient for you? I will accompany you personally, she adds. That works. I will arrive promptly at 10 tomorrow morning, Wang Gan decisively confirms. Leaning back on the sofa, he gazes out at the vibrant cityscape by night. The establishment of Virgo Technology marks his transformation from a casual student to a true business strategist. The excitement in the university town continues to swell, with students cheering for wins and celebrating high scores. The instigator, Wang Gan, has already set his sights on a grander future. Chapter 100. A New Journey. The following morning at 10 minutes to 10, sunlight filtered through the thin morning mist, casting a delicate golden hue over the city of Moling. Wang Gan arrived punctually in his BMW 7 Series, parking in the underground garage of the Innovation Center at the university town. Song Jing was already waiting at the entrance. Today, she had transformed her usual sultry allure, donning a well-tailored cream-colored suit with a silk blouse underneath. Her long hair was elegantly styled into an updo, and she wore a pair of slender-framed glasses, exuding a blend of intelligence and mature charm. Upon seeing Wang Gan emerge from the car, a professional yet affectionate smile blossomed on her face. Mr. Wang, you finally arrived. I've been waiting for you, she teased lightly, her tone laced with a hint of playful reproach. Miss Song, you look absolutely stunning today, Wang Gan remarked, his gaze subtly sweeping over her graceful figure. Song Jing's cheeks flushed slightly as she cast him a playful glance, lowering her voice with a hint of allure. I'm glad you like it. Miss Xia should be arriving shortly. Shall we head upstairs to wait for her, or do you wish to discuss something privately first? Let us attend to business first, Wang Gan replied with a smile, though his eyes lingered momentarily on her enticing lips. Miss Xia will be here soon. The two entered the elevator together, ascending to the top floor. As the elevator doors opened, a spacious and luminous area greeted them. The expansive 200 square meters of office space formed a grand circular structure, surrounded by transparent floor-to-ceiling glass walls, offering breathtaking views of the university town and the distant city skyline. The unobstructed sunlight flooded the entire floor, illuminating the polished marble flooring and the ceiling, which was equipped with ample lighting and conduit provisions. Though still in its raw state, the grandeur of the space was already evident. Mr. Wang, this is the top floor, currently the largest vacant office area in the Innovation Center. Song Jing's voice regained a touch of professionalism, although her gaze remained tender as it fell upon Wang Gan. The developers intended to keep it for their own use. Thus the height, lighting, and views are the best in the entire complex. It became available only after their headquarters relocated, which is to your benefit. Wang Gan strolled leisurely, taking in the surroundings. While he did not possess knowledge of geomancy, standing there invoked a sense of ease, a burgeoning feeling of dominion over the situation. Before long, the elevator doors opened again, revealing Xia Yuran, who stepped out with a hint of urgency. Today, she wore simple jeans and a white shirt, layered with a checkered flannel, and carried a backpack, radiating youthful exuberance. Upon spotting Song Jing, a fleeting look of shyness crossed her eyes, quickly replaced by wonder at the magnificent surroundings. Wow, Xia Yuran exclaimed softly, captivated by the majestic office space, having grown accustomed to the modest activity room of her school club. Hello, Miss Xia. Song Jing extended her hand with a gracious smile, though her gaze flickered between Wang Gan and Xia Yuran with a hint of scrutiny. Hello, Manager Song, Xia Yuran replied. Xia Yuran hurriedly shook hands, feeling a bit embarrassed as she scratched her head. I apologize for keeping you waiting. No worries, we just arrived as well. Wang Gan replied with a smile. Yuran, from the perspective of the technical team and the future development of the company, what do you think of this place? Xia Yuran composed herself and began to scrutinize the surroundings earnestly. She circled the entire floor, pausing occasionally to ponder, and even gestured a few times. Gentlemen, this place is fantastic. Her voice was laced with unmistakable excitement. The space is ample, the lighting is exceptional, and the layout is incredibly flexible. We can designate an open-plan office area, independent meeting rooms, managers' offices, a server room, and even a pleasant pantry and staff lounge. In the long run, even if our team expands to 100 people, it will be more than sufficient. Her enthusiasm grew as if she could already envision the flourishing future of Virgo Tech within these walls. Song Jing, standing nearby, timely added, the property management here is also top-notch, with dual guarantees for internet and power supply. Furthermore, the Innovation Center itself offers numerous supportive policies, which are highly favorable for new tech companies. I can certainly assist you, Mr. Wang, in securing these benefits. Wang Gan nodded in satisfaction. Turning to Song Jing, this is the place. You're fully responsible for negotiating the rent and contract details. Please also expedite the design of the renovation plan, ensuring it embodies a modern, minimalist style with a strong technological feel, while also considering comfort. Money is not an issue. Efficiency is paramount, understood? His tone rose slightly at the end, imbued with a hint of familiarity. Understood, Mr. Wang. Song Jing's heart fluttered, her eyes sparkling as she responded. I assure you that within a week, I will present you with the preliminary leasing intentions and renovation design concepts, ensuring no delay to your important matters. Having finalized this significant decision regarding the new office location, Wang Gan did not rush to leave. He gestured for Xia Yuran to sit by the window, where they could gaze upon the entire university town. Yuran, the success of 2048 is merely a beginning, Wang Gan said, his gaze deep and contemplative as he looked out the window. It demonstrates our team's execution capability and has earned the company its first pot of gold and reputation. However, it ultimately represents a product with a relatively short life cycle in the realm of casual games. We need a cornerstone product that can genuinely retain users, establish the Virgo Tech brand, and generate long-term, stable revenue. Upon hearing this, Xia Yuran's expression turned serious. She understood that Wang Gan was far from an ordinary individual. To him, the success of 2048 was likely just the starting point. Mr. Wang, do you mean we should continue to delve into the realm of casual games? Xia Yuran inquired tentatively. With the experience and channels we've built from 2048, we can swiftly replicate more hit casual games, such as those in the synthesis or elimination genres. These types of games have short development cycles, quick results, and relatively controllable risks. This direction had been a topic of private discussion among her team members multiple times and seemed to be the most prudent path forward, considering the substantial resources required for developing larger games. Wang Gan smiled slightly at her words and shook his head. Casual games are certainly to be pursued. They serve as essential cash cows and traffic gateways. However, the ballast stone I refer to is not what you think. He paused, gazing at Xia Yuran, his eyes reflecting an undeniable conviction and foresight. The next core product I envision is a standalone single-player game. Naturally, we will consider porting it to consoles and mobile platforms in the future. A single-player game? Xia Yuran furrowed her brows slightly, a flicker of surprise and confusion crossing her eyes. The success of 2048 has led Xia Yuran, who initially held a dismissive attitude towards casual games, to swing to the opposite extreme. She diligently researched the data of the gaming industry over the years, especially since the explosion of mobile internet. Indeed, mobile games have dominated the market. Although there remains a market for single-player games, they are no longer mainstream, and the development difficulty and risks are immense. Should the investment be substantial yet yield a lukewarm market response, it would be a devastating blow for a startup. Dare I say, Xia Yuran pondered her words carefully. The development cycle for large-scale single-player games typically spans years, with considerable human and material resources required. Furthermore, The current domestic environment for single-player games is not particularly favorable. Issues of piracy persist, and players' willingness to pay is waning. While our team has achieved success with 2048, it was, after all, a small-scale project. Is it not a leap too great to directly transition to a large single-player game? Her concerns were not unfounded, as they echoed the consensus among most industry practitioners. Song Jing, though not versed in game development, sensed Xia Yuren's apprehension and couldn't help but feel a bit anxious for Wang Gan, her beautiful eyes reflecting a hint of concern. Yet Wang Gan seemed to have anticipated Xia Yuren's inquiry, responding with calm assurance. Your concerns are understood, Yuren. However, one must not merely focus on the present, but look towards future trends. Moreover, who says single-player games cannot be profitable? He raised a finger. Firstly, the game I am conceptualizing is not a traditional AAA title. It does not require a team of hundreds to spend years in development. It embodies a pixel art style. Pixel art? Xia Yuren was even more perplexed. The minimalist style of 2048 was already quite challenging. Now, to delve into pixel art? In this day and age, aside from nostalgic players, how many would be willing to embrace it? Indeed, pixel art, Wang Gan affirmed, it is not merely a retro approach. It aims to create a world that is exquisite, warm, and teeming with vitality amidst the pixelated texture. I tentatively name it Pastoral Tales. Pastoral Tales? Xia Yuren murmured the title. Imagine. Wang Gan's voice carried a unique charm, as if he were painting a vivid picture. Players inherit a desolate farm left by their grandfather in a remote town. Through their diligent labor, they cultivate the land, plant crops, raise livestock, fish, and mine, gradually transforming the farm into their dreamscape. This venture encompasses not only management, but also elements of role-playing. Players can interact with dozens of characters in the town, forging friendships, romances, and even marrying and starting families. Engaging in the various festive celebrations of a quaint town, one discovers the secrets concealed within the depths of ancient mines nestled in the forest. Although he refrained from explicitly mentioning the title Stardew Valley, Wang Gan was uncertain whether the original creator had commenced development. Nevertheless, he was aware that the original genius programmer dedicated a full 3 years to meticulously crafting this game. Now, having assembled a team under his guidance, Wang Gan believed that even with the varying skill levels of university students, it was feasible to bring this vision to fruition within a year. Thus, Wang Gan began to eloquently articulate the game's core allure in his own words. As Xia Yuren listened, she became increasingly captivated. Initially, she harbored skepticism towards a pixelated farming simulation. However, as Wang Gan's descriptions grew more vivid, a game world brimming with freedom, warmth, healing, and an abundance of exploratory content gradually took shape in her imagination. She sensed that once immersed in such a game, its allure and immersive experience would far surpass that of ordinary casual games. Mr. Gan, the high degree of freedom you described, intertwining management, social interaction, and exploration, if truly realized, would undoubtedly be immensely appealing. While the technical challenges are substantial, particularly with the generation of numerous random events, they are not insurmountable. Xia Yuren's eyes sparkled, as her curiosity and spirit of challenge as a technical professional were ignited. Observing her growing enthusiasm, Wang Gan pressed on. As for our revenue model, we are adopting a one-time purchase system. However, it is not a mere transactional engagement. The game will feature a relatively accessible pricing structure, ensuring players can experience the core enjoyment. When the game achieves success and garners a robust reputation among users, we can continuously introduce substantial expansions, such as new map regions, new narrative storylines, and new gameplay elements. Each of these can be charged separately, but we must ensure they provide genuine value, enhancing and expanding the game world rather than being hastily produced money grabs. Xia Yuren felt her breath quicken slightly. This model is prevalent in successful foreign titles, but remains relatively rare in the domestic independent gaming scene. If executed correctly, it could significantly extend the game's lifespan and profitability. Do you believe a well-crafted, content-rich game that immerses players for hundreds, if not thousands of hours, and continues to evolve with updates like Rural Tale would struggle to attract players? Wang Gan countered, his tone imbued with confidence. I firmly believe that as the market becomes saturated with quick-fix, pay-to-win mobile games, there will always be a segment of players yearning to return to pure gaming enjoyment, seeking experiences that offer solace and enduring companionship. This, indeed, is our opportunity. Xia Yuran was thoroughly convinced. The vision Wang Gan painted was irresistibly alluring. His foresight and unwavering commitment, reminiscent of his remarkable acumen and precise judgment demonstrated during the promotion of 2048, dispelled any lingering doubts she held. Mr. Gan, I understand now. Xia Yuran nodded vigorously, her eyes shimmering with excitement. We have accepted this project. I will immediately organize the team for technical research and prototype development. As for the artistic style, we will promptly present several pixel designs for your selection. Excellent. Wang Gan replied with a satisfied smile. You need not worry about funds and resources. I will provide unwavering support. For the inaugural work of Virgo Technology, I hope it will make a remarkable impact. Song Jing listened quietly nearby, her beautiful eyes sparkling with intrigue. Although she had only a cursory understanding of the game's content, Wang Gan's commanding presence and strategic demeanor, coupled with Xia Yuran's transformation from doubt to excitement, deepened her fascination and admiration for this enigmatic young man. Chapter 102. The superficial 2 days had passed since the shocking match between Algeria and South Korea, during which the fervor surrounding 2048 intensified exponentially. The daily revenue from advertisements had astonishingly surpassed a remarkable figure. Surprisingly, Wang Gan remained composed, as if the astronomical profit was merely a series of fluctuating characters on a screen. What he truly anticipated was the prize redemption scheduled for that day. To avoid unnecessary fuss and attention, Wang Gan deliberately chose an ordinary workday morning. Alone, he arrived at the Provincial Sports Lottery Management Center, donning sunglasses and a baseball cap, dressed casually like the other anxious or excited lottery players around him. However, when he leisurely retrieved a thick stack of lottery tickets from his bag, the staff member in charge of the redemption could not help but widen her eyes in astonishment. Zhou Xiaozhu, who had previously attended to him, happened to be at the window that day. She quickly took over the tickets from her colleague. As she began to verify each ticket, her gaze intensified, especially upon encountering the tickets that featured substantial bets on the legendary score of Algeria 42, South Korea. The look in her eyes transformed from initial surprise to an indescribable fervor. Mr. Wang, the total winnings from these tickets are extraordinarily substantial. Zhou Xiaozhu's voice trembled slightly as she endeavored to maintain her professional composure. Is this fellow a favored child of fortune, winning repeatedly? She swiftly operated the computer, while her colleagues cast her incredulous glances. The process of claiming the grand prize was intricate, but Wang Gan was no stranger to it. Patiently, he awaited the final confirmation and transfer receipt. As Zhou Xiaozhu handed him the documents, her fingers inadvertently brushed against the back of his hand, her gaze becoming irresistibly alluring. Mr. Wang, you truly possess remarkable insight. Here is my personal contact information. Feel free to reach out if you need anything in the future. A small note, faintly scented with perfume, was discreetly slipped into Wang Gan's hand. Wang Gan raised an imperceptible eyebrow as he accepted the documents, not even glancing at the note, merely responding with a faint, "Thank you." Internally, he couldn't help but chuckle at the irony. This woman, who had looked at him with mere curiosity and envy when he had previously cashed in a grand prize, now exhibited a different demeanor. This time, directly cashing out 72 million transformed him from a humble bee into a resplendent butterfly. Such superficiality, Zhou Xiaozhu, though considered a petite beauty, was no match for the immunity Wang Gan had developed through recent endeavors. Yet, he held no gratitude for women who approached him with ulterior motives. He could hardly muster the energy to ponder her intentions, whether she sought to ascend the social ladder or extract so-called insider information from him. Women of her caliber did not warrant even a fraction of his consideration. It appeared that, in the future, purchasing high-stakes lottery tickets would necessitate traveling to another province or seeking out more professional avenues. The familiarity within the local center was too pronounced, making it all too easy to attract unwanted attention, Wang Gan mused. Minutes later, as the bank notifications chimed in succession, Substantial sums flowed into his account like a gentle stream converging into the vast ocean, culminating in a staggering total. This fourth precise strike during the World